So you guys know you're all going to hell, right? I mean, not kind of the greater, like, kind of religious scheme of things, but now for the next 90 minutes you are going to hell. So you should be a little bit more restless, a little more, I don't know, jittery, but you're all pretty quiet, so I guess you're ready for this one. My name is Colin Geddes, and I'm the programmer of the Midnight Madness selection, so welcome to Midnight Madness at 4 p.m. in a Sunday afternoon. We had the pleasure of premiering this film on Friday night, and for me it was a real treat because I like to get stuff from around the world. I like to nail down experiences from cultures that you might not really get to dip your toes into when it comes to genre cinema, and particularly horror cinema. Has anyone else ever seen a Turkish horror film before? I thought that would be the answer. We were really happy to actually have assembled around 1,200 people in the Ryerson at midnight for a Turkish film, which I think was a record, at least at midnight. This film is a creepy, weird descent into a nightmarish hell. And the director is incredibly smart, confident, and ready to take your hand and bring you to the depths. Let me introduce you to the director of BASKIN, Can Evrenol. And he's smiling. He looks really friendly. Yeah. Just wait. So, what should they know? Should you prepare them for this? Where does this film come from?
This film comes from a country which doesn't really have domestic horror culture in terms of cinema. Although, like, Turks love Metallica and Stephen King, they're big over there. When it comes to domestic horror and fantastic, because of the craziness in the 70s and 80s, maybe, like, we're kind of like authorities are ashamed of that era. It's kind of a funny thing usually. So it was like more of a reason for me to attack that. And we just had our European premiere in Paris last night, which went really well. And from both premieres, we're hearing great things, amazing things. Also, like, what the hell is this garbage kind of things as well. So I have to tell you, like, if you're looking for this, like, a spectacle of hell with, like, Event Horizon-ish, like, crazy, huge, glamorous things, like, this is not that type of film. But you will find, like, scents and hints and feelings of that overall. But actually, it's like a micro budget film with where I kind of try to explore my sense of, like, nightmares, and it's a very personal film for me. It's like a slow burner, so be ready for that. And I hope when it gets crazy, it's crazy for you as well.
We'll be back for Q&A to discuss these issues further.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear it. And of course, we had other mayhem at Midnight Madness. All the films obviously repeat during the day as well. Last night we had Hardcore, the first-person action film. It's the Blair Witch Project of action films. If you are coming to see any of the repeat screenings of Hardcore, don't sit in the front rows. I warn you now. We had some people who did that last night, and I think they regretted it. Anyway, some housekeeping here.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Okay, so here is the bottom line about BASKIN. Wow, 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 wow. All I can say is, if you are into extremely, you know, gruesome, violent, savage, brutal, horrific, bloody, disgusting, boundary pushing, you know, no holds barred type of horror, BASKIN is right up your alley. I don't know how easy it's going to be for you guys to see this because it is a Turkish film, and I don't know if it's going to get a release. It's probably not. It may end up just going right to DVD. And if it does, I highly recommend, if you're a horror fan and you like that, if you like really, you know, explicit horror movies, I highly recommend that you see it, because it was a really, really, really good movie. It didn't blow me away, but it was really, like, I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. They were comparing this movie to Martyrs, which I mentioned when I was going through my choices for TIFF this year. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that movie. It's a French horror film that is just one of the most emotionally wrenching, disturbing, like just horrific movies that you've ever seen, and you definitely need a strong stomach to see that movie. Okay. They compared that movie to this one, and I think it was because of the violence. There is a lot of explicit violence in this movie. There's a lot of sick scenes. There's a lot of sick shit going on in this movie. And so you need to have a strong stomach. If you do not have a strong stomach, if you're not into stuff like this, then definitely stay away. Even though I'm a chick, you know, I've always loved horror films from when I was a little kid. I just love them. And there's not too much that I've seen in horror movies that really, really just kind of, you know, upset me. You know, like, I mean, I've seen things that scare me, and I've seen things that horrify me, and you're like sitting there going, oh my fucking God, you know, at some of these scenes. But, you know, it's not like, I don't know, I guess I have a stronger stomach than a lot of people do. Some people I know get really, really, you know, freaked out by stuff like this, but not me. I love it. I really, really enjoy horror movies. And so as I was saying, yeah, they were comparing this movie to Martyrs, and I think it was because of the violence in this movie. I don't think it was as good as Martyrs, but I can I can see why they kind of compared it, because, you know, there's I don't know how much of the plot I should give away. See, because I don't know if you guys are going to see this or not. So if you're able to see it, I definitely don't want to spoil it for you. So I'll just give you kind of a vague outline of the plot. Okay, so these guys, there's, I think, 5 of them. They're Turkish cops, these big, tough cops, you know, tough men. The beginning of the movie, they're in this restaurant, and they're about to have dinner, and, you know, they're shooting the shit. They're talking about man stuff, you know, they're being all, you know, manly. And but like in the background, there's this figure that's kind of slinking around, and, you know, like, you know, something's going on. There's something up, like there's something going on. There's some kind of, you know, plot brewing there. Like, you know this when you see stuff going on. And so anyway, they get into an altercation with somebody there, and then they end up, you know, leaving, and they're in the van, they're in the police van, they're driving along, and then they get a call on the radio saying, you know, we need your assistance, we need backup, blah, blah, blah. So they're called to this place, and there's I don't know exactly why, but there were like a ton of frogs in this movie. I guess it was everywhere, like frogs kept popping up, you know, like, and it was really creepy. Like, it was really well done. Like, this guy, he's in the bathroom, he's washing his face, and there's a frog in a soap dish, and he's like looking at it like, what the, you know. And so then they're driving along this road, and they hit something, and they get out, and there's all these frogs on the road. So it's like kind of, I don't know if frogs are like satanically linked or something, because ultimately they end up going to this abandoned building, which was an old police station, and, you know, going in there because of the supposed call for backup. And then they find all this horrific stuff inside. Like, I'm not going to tell you everything in case you do see it, but, you know, there's a lot of gore and a lot of, you know, stuff and weird shit. And it's really, really creepy. Like, when they go into this building, it's really, really scary. You know, they only have their flashlights, of course. It's like in the middle of the night, so it's, you know, total darkness, and they only have their flashlights. And so, you know, they're going around and they're searching, and they can only see like a few inches at a time because they just have their flashlights. And, you know, it's really, really suspenseful because, you know, there's blood on the floor, there's blood on the walls, there's all these fucking weird, like, you know, paintings or drawings on the wall, like these really weird kind of culty looking symbols and shit like that. And so, you know, they're going along, and little by little they discover more and more, and then they end up in this underground chamber. Okay, so I'll leave it there, except to say that there's the high priest, or whoever this guy is, the guy who's like the leader of this cult. He was frickin' creepy, this guy. Like, I mean, like, at the beginning of the movie, he's just walking around in this, like, cloak, in this kind of burlap-looking cloak, and you don't see him. But finally, when they get into this underground chamber, he takes it off, and you see him, and, man, he's one creepy-looking dude. You do not want to meet this guy in a dark alley, you know? So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm not going to spoil it in case you do see it, but there is, I will warn you, like I said before, there's a lot of violence, a lot of gore, a lot of sick shit goes on. And, yeah, you know, it was really, really enjoyable. It was great. I enjoyed every minute of it. I was not bored. Great pace. Another thing about this movie was that it had a great soundtrack. The music in this movie was very effective. It was like very dark and foreboding, and like it was just really scary sounding. Like, and when, you know, something really, really intense was happening, he was turning the volume up on the soundtrack, and like it was just really, really, like, it just really got you in your body. Like, you're sitting there going, oh shit. You know, so yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a great way to start the festival. I was not disappointed. I knew it was going to be good from the description in the book, and so I would definitely highly recommend this film. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should say. I don't want to go, like I said, I don't want to go too much into detail and spoil it for you in case you do see it on DVD or whatever. But yeah, basically these, like, it's a satanic cult in this underground chamber, and then they end up, you know, these guys have been brought there, okay? There was no backup call. They were just brought to this place. Like, from the very beginning of the movie, they were kind of set up to be there. So yeah, and then all this stuff starts going down. So, you know, if you're into that kind of stuff, you know, into like, you know, like weird, you know, stuff that, and there's a little bit of jumping back and forth in time. Like, this guy, one of the guys in the group, the main, I guess he's pretty much the main character. Like, he's kind of psychic, and he has these dreams, and they kind of go back and forth in time. So one minute he's in a dream, and then he's not. So that was very effective. I thought that was very well done. It wasn't overdone. It wasn't like annoying. You could follow what was going on, and it was well done. So yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed myself. It was an awesome film. Highly recommended. Great stuff. What can I say? So, tomorrow I don't have a movie, but every other day this week I do, except for Saturday. Every other day this week I have a movie. So, you'll be seeing me continuing to post my reviews and vlogs, and I hope you guys enjoy this. You know, if you guys can't be here, I want to let you know what it's like, and, you know, what the films are like that I've been seeing, if you guys are interested. So I hope you enjoy this, and, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.